All right, so today is a test, a trial. I still don't trust that I should give you guys back choice seating because I have a great lack of homework turned in, but I'm going to hold out hope that you're going to turn in your homework during AO or extensions. I might be silly for holding out that hope, but I'm going to hold out that hope. So today, if you've turned in your homework, good. If you have graph paper, great. And if you have already started working on your practice work, awesome, sweet. We'll finish Jenga later this week, probably tomorrow or Wednesday. I have to end up making a decision, but it'll be tomorrow or Wednesday. 535 is your homework tonight. Closure is not your homework. We should finish that during class. Said that multiple times on Friday, yet still somehow people don't hear me. Take a moment to read what's on the board right now. I don't need to read it for you. But you do need to look at it in order to read it. So there is an opportunity to earn candy. However, number 3 here, pretty darn important, especially if you're going to come argue about candy. You must have expressions written out. And then you must have the work shown for how you got to the answer. Everybody in your group. So you might want to think critically about, am I grouped up with who I want to be? Am I going to have to make them do their work? Like, am I strong enough to make my group, like, teammates do what they're supposed to do? So as a reminder of what that work should look like, let's say that this was our problem. When I was in 7th grade, my brother Brad was 6 years younger than twice my age. My sister Abby was 2 years older than me. And Brad, Abby, and Micah's combined ages were 44. So based on what I heard about Brad's age, I would have written out an expression. This is really an equation, but the expression is what we care about, the 2m minus 6. From Abby's age, m plus 2. But guys, don't forget about me. This is the trap door, is they've given you 2 other expressions, but they didn't talk about Micah until they talk about, well, combined. Guys, that's the trap door in these problems. Don't forget about the other variable that when you go to combine. So we have Brad and Abby and Micah making 44 years old. Then we start to replace, and we could solve it from there just like what we did last week. Questions? This is all we're doing today because this is the practice we need to do. So one person from your group is going to come up and pick either a yellow folder, a blue folder, or a red folder. Now, if you're going to pick red, you're going to have to answer a question of if you're okay with a little bit of grossness. If not, there's a solution. Don't worry. There's 2 different red problems. There's 2 problems in each folder, but I kept the red ones kind of separate because a couple of the problems are a little bit gross, and then the other ones aren't. So one person from your group is going to come up, get a folder, and then a bin with highlighters in it, and then head back to wherever your group is. So if you just want yellow or blue, you can just grab. If you want red, you got to be able to tell me if you want gross or not.
I'll take gross.
You want gross?
What if the bin already has highlighters?
Then good for you. I mean, you can still take a bin, but I mean, good for you guys. Yellow or blue, or do you want gross or not? You want gross?
I want to try. How would you describe the gross?
It deals with parasites and parasites inside of your intestines.
Sure.
Good thing you get to do this more than just once, because when you get done with your yellow or blue or red, you're going to come up and trade me for a different color folder. Because I teach middle school and kids don't put things away. Hey, so my preference would be that you do not highlight on this actual paper, the full-size one. I forgot to do this ahead of time, but I'm going to print some smaller versions, so if your team really wants to highlight one, you can. But please don't highlight this. I need these for my future classes, and if you highlight wrong, it's wrong. And all the ones in the yellow and blue folders, as I can tell some people aren't listening, You have two different problems in this folder. You choose which one you want to do. There's one on the front. There's a different one on the back. You choose which of those that you want to do. Questions? Raiden?
Would you be able to like highlight on the facial chapter and mark it off?
I mean, if it works, but I'm also just real quick going to print it in smaller font, so if you guys want, you can go through and highlight. Yeah, that's the point of being in a group. So I was trying to remember if there were any other announcements that I needed to make. But alright, go ahead. If you want A that you could highlight, come grab it. Actually, I'm going to quit cutting this apart. I'm going to print this again, guys, instead of cutting mine up.
Okay, so I just want to I'm just gonna say
Remember, we should try to use only single letters. So if it's like pink hawk moth, you got to pick a letter. Safe. Which one are you working on? What is it? E or F? Here, come up here. Get a copy for me that you can highlight, especially while Lane is gone. You can get some highlighting and sorting done. Yeah, use that so you can highlight color codes and things. If you're doing A or B and you want to highlight, come grab a copy from me. C or D, if you want to highlight, come grab a copy from me. Really, anybody that wants a copy that you can highlight. I just printed smaller copies. What are you doing? Hey. What are you guys doing? What? B, as in like boy? E? Thank you. Do not start solving until your team agrees on the expressions you've written down. Otherwise, you're just being silly. If you decide the problem that you chose is feeling too difficult, you can switch. That's why we got lots of options.
Wait, did you guys already solve one or did you switch? Why? Like, if you're gonna switch, that's fine, but if you're not gonna switch, stay focused on the same thing. Ooh, this is gross. How we doing setting this up? Like, what two variables would you use for the two different things they're talking about? So, like T and R probably, right? Don't use two letters when one letter can do it. So I would just do T and just do R. Are we certain about this? Yeah, I'd go back and reread it carefully. Last thing. I don't think that means 3 then take away. I think it means take away 3. So wait, what is your M and what is your B? So you guys have chosen two different variables to use, where you're using P and you're using M. Just asking, so we're working together as a team. That feels a little silly. And over here we have LP, LM. Like, I would make sure we all agree what variable is what. If you guys want one of the little ones that you could write on, get one of the little pieces of paper. I would maybe establish first a common set of variables for your team. We want to start with just like a group. How many things do we have in the top? Okay, what are they? Okay, how could we abbreviate those down to like? Do you really want to use 2 letters? Just T and just R. That's where we should start. Write down T and write down R. How are we doing?
So I don't
Somebody randomly looked at you do not have 200 less than 400. Just have a team to work with, talk to each other.
We practiced this last week.
Did we agree on what variables we're using? That's a good first step. I mean, I'm just asking, is everyone using BP and M over here? Okay. So, with that. If everyone has the same thing Matt has written down, their starting equations look good. Those look good. So I would take it from there. It's just, yeah. Are you like working with it? And the what is you're talking reading instead of actually doing your math. It's frustrating that how old are you? A 13-year-old within 20 minutes of coming to my class is off task by choice. That's what?
Because this problem doesn't
Yeah, mine. Yeah. No, no. We added. Yeah. Yeah, no, we have to do the plus 3 as well. No,
That's all I need. So this is that's it. I got it. Now we have
Yo.
I need some help. I think I got it. Be generous. So then
kindness.
Okay.
Because it sounds like somebody's rolling.
Okay,
So if I tell I'm going to give you a handful of candy, I'm going to give you 3 less than his. Okay, then why did you write 3 minus 7? Because this says 3 feet less than him. Same thing I just said about that candy, but you wrote it backwards of what you just told me. 3 feet less than, as we practiced many times last week, is we need to take 3 away from something. That's your resolution. We need to take 3 away from something. Not doing 3 minus, we need to be doing minus 3. We need something to come before minus 3.
So bring up like your whole team's work. So each person from your team. Show me work, show me work, show me work. Boom, da boom, da boom. Do you want... So you had blue, and I'll come get that from you. Do you want yellow or red? Do you want gross or just normal? One's about parasites, one's about flags. Actually, all the gross ones might be gone. You guys might have to just take a different one.
I'll take it.
Nope, they're all at...
I'll take a flag. I'll take a flag.
Would you like the version you can write on too?
Sure.
Take one of those. So you guys can share.
My fuse box. Yeah.
And don't go either.
They switched it. They just like the green color. They're probably 15. They're probably gonna try and fix it.
Why are you starting with 69? I mean, that's what they total up to. Do we have established like this and that? Like what do we have for t equals? So we talked last week about it's nicer to write it 7r minus 3, just because like right now this looks like 7 minus 3. It's not. It's 7r minus 3. I wouldn't erase it. I would just like move yourself down here so you've got some clean space. I would write t equals 7r minus 3. Then what is r to me? I mean, yes, but right now, if we don't know it, what could we say r equals? So go ahead and write down 7r minus 3. I don't want to make stuff happen. Up there, what did Micah equal? What was m equal to? No. M, they don't tell me anything about m, so m is just m. If they don't tell you anything about r is just r. So we have t equals 7r minus 3, but then we also need to have r equals r.
Oh, okay.
And then those two things together, like I wrote up there where we actually set up like, okay, that piece plus that piece, those two things together make 69. We need to be practicing like what we did last week. Yes and yes. Then we got to put them together and solve from there.
Oh, that
So
explains
did
so
you
much.
guys put them together and solve from there? Like when you set up this, did you then replace t with something like with what you had said? What the answer is does not matter. I mean, yeah, it'll eventually matter, but I'm not going to tell you yes or no right now. From here, did you, practicing algebra, set up that t should actually get replaced with what we put about t? Because if not, that's the work we need to do. That is what we're trying to practice. So we need to replace t with the expression that we wrote. Then everything we'll be working with will be in r. So I'm circling around the room.
I think I did it right. But I don't know.
Which one are you on?
A.
Looks good to me. Once you know m, you can plug it back into all the other
I
ones.
did, and then I added what else, what P is.
Then you're done, and you're ready to move on to a different problem.
Okay.
John, did you already take the folder back up there?
Yeah, don't, on the
Thank you.
It's correct.
You might be a little confused. What's with all these numbers up there?
Look, after this, I did 6, 7, 11, plus 800 plus 30. That's what I was asking you. And then I just 600 plus
What do you do on this
Just the flow there. Y'all want to use this is wrong. I would. Start over. These are good. Like, these are good. I didn't realize we were positive 800 and we even put those together right now. This is wrong. This is wrong, is all I'm going to say. That 600 can be right, but if that's right, then this is definitely wrong. So I need to see you set it up all over again. Start over. You are just equals R. Guys, quit trying to force that 69 to be used right now. We're not ready for it. When they told us about the tape room, they related it to the round number. They didn't tell us anything about round number. So we just write R equals R. Then they go on to tell us the tapeworm and the roundworm together are 69. How could I write tapeworm and the roundworm are 69? And then, just like what I did up on the board, bam! Replace the B with what we said about B, replace the A with what we said about A. M, I can't replace the no because I needed M. I think your R is just going to stay R, but T can get replaced. What wrote about it? Not just R. T can be replaced with 7R minus 3. Again? Oh yeah, this was a little. I debated on changing how that was typed, of like just the -1 being last, but apparently you guys were able to deal with that just fine. Seems good. So you guys have done blue and red. So you just. Do I need to explain math to you? I mean, that's my job. But have you done more than 3?
Oh, we did more than 3. I think we did more than 1. I was like 6 plus 3.
Brayden. It's not like it's written in all capital letters or anything, but.
I forgot.
Alright, so you guys still need yellow? Alright, there's 2 options in here. So once you pick an option, then you could grab like the A or the B page, or no, it's A or D. No, check what's in there, B or D? That's B or D. So yeah, you guys decide if you want bees, wasps, ants, or ant farm. They're both about ants.
I think we go B.
B? Bees, wasps, and ants?
No, we already have the final answer. 8.2 R equals 8.25. Right, R equals 8.25.
Yeah, and then
So wait, 7R minus 3 plus R equals 69. Talk to me about where that went after that, because I get confused.
We combine the R, so 8R minus 3. Subtract the 3 from both the minus 3 and
You're doing -3 minus 3, so you do -6 on the left hand side. We're trying to turn -3 into
I was doing something and then you just said that.
Go back and fix it. Go back and fix it. How we doing here?
Can we grab another one?
So once we have, yes. Once you have T plus R equals 69, We can't put this one in two different variables. So we're going to replace the one variable that we have as something else, because R is that. T is 7R minus 3. So now, can I actually minus 3 from 7R? Can I get rid of those parentheses and then do 7R plus R? If we do that, what's 7R plus R? 7R plus R. 8R minus 3 equals 69. How do you get that minus 3? Because we want rid of that. We want that gone. How do I get minus 3 from 0? So how do you do this?
So ants is just
Because you want a couple expressions just like off to the side, like here's what the problem said. Then you want to start solving. What turns so much you're gonna write T plus R equals 69. Like over here or down there, then we're going to replace. Stop. I like talking about T plus R equals 69. That is what replace. R is just R, can't be replaced. Can be replaced. So then we're going to drop it down for E. We're going to replace the T with 7R minus 3, and then we're still going to write plus R. So that plus R. Now equal that 69. Is there anything we can do on that left side to clean things up? What is this? So combine the R's, we get 8R minus 3 equals 69. We're going to get R by itself. We want to get rid of the 8, we want to get rid of the minus 3. One of them is safer than the other. Now, how do you get a minus 3 to turn into 0? Negative 3 minus 3 would be negative 6. The following trash order, how do you get negative 3 to turn into 0? Add 3 on both sides. Sherlene understands it.
Mr. Hudson, is how does that even work? It's not negative.
It's not great, because it's not right.
What did you guys do? You guys did the same thing.
What did you do? Yeah, so I think you need to share what you did with Emery, because she has something different written over here. It's like you did. Emery minus 800, minus 200 is not what she did. Opposite. Now, yeah, if you had just combined the 800 and 200 to get 600, it'll make your life easy.
That's what I was saying. Mr. Hudson, please.
By somehow, it must mean that we need to share our ideas with each other. How'd you even get 6 then? I think that's what they don't understand.
No, I know how
Okay, so hold on. I'm confused at how you don't understand what Ezekiel did, yet you understand how you all got the 6 out.
Oh,
Like, how did you get the 6 out? by putting all of those together. So also, just like you put the X together, don't we need to put the 800 and the negative 200 together? Okay, where was that over here? I know, but in like the equation, like it looks like Ezekiel has 6m plus 800 200. Like he's got it written out differently than what you guys did. It looks like what Ezekiel's saying is that 6m plus 600 really, because you did 800 minus 200, that equal to 12,600. That's what Ezekiel has on their paper, so that's what you guys need to be talking about. What's up?
We finished with that one.
So when you went back and added the 3, that's how we get
You got it right
there.
the first time.
Did you know how you got it
Yeah, we were
right?
gonna show you, but then you saw it.
You did not have the work written down that supported how you got there. My apologies if you feel like I made you work extra. Would you like, we're out of time actually. I need those folders back.
We finished ours.
Thank you. Looks, I mean, you can ask other people, but it seems like R equals 9 is what other people are getting also, so nice work, guys. Yes.
We're kind of like stuck here because like I did like twice, like for the walk. It would even
Oh,
like.
hold on. Give me a second to like look at what's going on.
When you guys
Is this after you did work, like you didn't just like put that down originally? I'm just checking like where that 500 came from. Like, are these your, well I can look over here too. 2a, a minus 600, a equals a. What would negative 600 minus another 600 be? Not 0. It'd be negative 1,200. We need to get negative 600. Fell on the trapdoor. I've been trying to tell you guys all year long. Minuses are trapdoors. Make them negatives.
So here,
This is wrong. If you have a negative 600, how do you turn negative 600 back into 0? You add, not subtract. You fell in the trapdoor. You're not stupid. You fell in the trapdoor. That is correct. Nice work.